the transnational crime organization. We're going to get into some of the legal and constitutional aspects and implications in this video. In case you haven't watched my previous videos, essentially the ET technology has been reverse engineered and is being utilized for extreme crime internationally. Okay. Now, this organization has been operating illegally since the 1950s. And might I add, this fancy word we all understand, called treason. Treason. The reason for this season we're in right here, right now, is treason. This transnational organization is committing treason. Treason is, for those that don't know, essentially where you are waging war against yourself. So you're waging war against the country. Now, by the way, treason is not just a criminal put to death in United States here. It's an offense internationally, which is interesting because our transnational crime organization here is very much so international. So it doesn't even matter where they're at. They would be criminally charged for treason, which, by the way, I do not believe they should die. I actually don't believe anyone should die. We should die of natural causes, guys. The only reason we put people to death is because we still actually have war. Beyond me that we still have war, that's embarrassing. That's actually embarrassing. However, since this is where we're at society-wise, yeah, killing needs to end. We can put said individuals into said programs to get them help that they need, and or to rot, because that is the life that they chose. But I don't even know if I believe in them rotting, because essentially, guys, when you understand eternity, you actually look at things much differently, to include how should we take care of individuals whose cognitive and consciousness has gone south and been distorted. We should take care of them by meditation. They need to learn meditation. Instead of dividing them out and separating them, we need to bring them into singularity, into unity, into oneness. So technically they need to be on an extreme program of meditation and up-leveling their consciousness. You know why? Because if they don't work on their consciousness, they're going to reincarnate back with similar levels of consciousness, doing similar levels of activity that they're currently doing today. You see, this wheel of how we don't understand spirituality, and we've separated spirituality from science, and all the gaps in all of our scientific books, and all the gaps in all of our spirituality books are from the other side of the coin. This is one coin that we need to start merging. We can't separate the two. Again, separation is not the actual answer. So, since the 1950s, back to some of these legal and constitutional implications here with our transnational crime organization, they've been leading this covert program with no oversight from the president since 1950s, with no oversight from CIA, any of our other military organizations. To include the CIA directors and also all of the congressional committees above Congress, above White House, above this, above that, above, they think they're above God too. Which they've got that wrong. I'll tell you that right now. With these covert programs, there's no NDAs involved, there's no specific classification of them. They are just treating themselves like they're some type of God, omniscient group. these are criminal operations, and they're not to be confused with national security operations. Two different things. Okay? And in regards to things like the Whistleblower Act, these whistleblowers that we have, 700 plus, that can be like, yeah, here's the evidence. All of this that you're stating is true. Treason, criminal. All these whistleblowers never had to sign no NDAs. There's no secrecy things enact. Our biggest national, international, global, to include universal threat, security threat, is the transnational crime organization. They have completely hijacked all disclosure, and they have completely integrated deception, very dangerous deception, into the public to create only God knows what. Fascist regime, totalitarian regime. When I tell you, this stops now, because we need to come together and stop this now. This is larger than anything we have ever experienced. This is the largest threat we have experienced. And it's been happening since 1950s. We need to wake up to these manipulations and these hoaxes, these deceptive patterns, and we need to look into all the technology and everything that's been happening that's aliens, and point out what is human. Because we have both, guys. We have human-made crafts, we have alien-made crafts. There's a difference. They're getting very close. They might even be close enough where there's just one piece of information that's left that's different. You see, this is why it's prevalent that we do this now. So we need to take all these hoaxes and delusions, black budget tech, and we need to unravel it, demand transparency, unravel it, compare it to the cosmological implications and everything else that we currently know. We gotta start sorting it out. Because I can tell you right now, it'll only keep getting messier. It's already a mess. And there's people dying. There's people being mutilated, genetically modified. There's ET friends getting gunned down. Those are our brothers and sisters. We need to wake up now. This is the one thing in between our next advancement. Our next advancement is ZPE, zero point energy, which I'll do videos on. It's something we already have, and it's something even if we don't get a hold of it from it already being here on planet Earth, it's something we could just call upon our good old ET friends, and they would bring it to us. So it's something we can anchor right meow. But we need to get a hold on this darkness, this distorted light, before, it's already gone out of control. But it just needs to happen now. Enough is enough. I would even argue that if we take away a death penalty, the darkness is going to be shown a lot more. Because being a human being, inherently, our nature is not to kill. Being an extraterrestrial, your nature is not to kill. That's why it's much easier to let things slide. Oh, I'd rather them not die. They're doing treason, but I'm a good person. I don't want to, impose killing on other people. Take away the death penalty, get people into programs for meditation, singularity, oneness, get our ZPE going, integrated throughout the entire universe. Boom! I just solved our entire, advancement.